It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in. We absolutely love and adore you. Time to get into a tech daily update if the music hasn't given it away. Time to explore some of those stories on the tech or science front that have blown our mind, and obviously a huge amount of focus on Apollo 11.
Yeah.
The fact that the moon landing, and we might even be going back to the moon pretty soon, is amazing. If you haven't seen First Man, just watch it to really feel what those astronauts, and of course Neil Armstrong, who said those famous words, what they experienced going through that. But it's been brought back into the news for a completely different reason now. So how much would you pay to get your hands on the original, not just the recording, the original videotapes depicting that Apollo 11 moon landing? Well, shortly after the 50th anniversary of the moon landing itself, that first took place back in, obviously, 1969, which is insane to think of that in its context. The original videotapes that depict the great leap for mankind, said by Neil Armstrong, have been sold at auction for an impressive figure of 1.8 million US dollars.
Okay.
They actually thought that it might push up to 2, but 1.8 ain't bad for a piece of old celluloid. So through the purchase of the tapes, the purchaser, at least, remains unidentified, a collector, I'm sure. They've been confirmed to be in working order, meaning that an original record of the moon landing itself still exists. And what's particularly amazing is that even though VCRs, which can play videotapes, were available at the time commercially during that first moon landing, NASA still used videotapes to record the event for future posterity, obviously, despite how the technology was at the time.
That's
it's
crazy.
It's insane. And you know, to think that the big talk commercially was videotapes, but they were also landing on the moon.
Exactly. How insane. Of course, now one of the largest renewable energy projects in Africa went live this week, where the Lake Turkana Wind Power Project became commercially active in Kenya. Hailed as Africa's largest wind power project, the installation was funded at costs amounting to nearly 10 billion rand that saw 365 wind turbines established. The array sits in what's called the Turkana Corridor in the Ethiopian and Kenyan highlands, where winds traveling from the Indian Ocean travel consistently at around 11 miles per hour or around 17 kilometers per hour. And the installation will provide Kenya with up to 17% of its power needs going forward, which is crazy. And of course, it is estimated that the project would feasibly reduce Kenya's carbon footprint by around 16 million tons. How amazing.
Guys, it's wind.
Exactly.
It's not nuclear, it's not coal.
It's wind. Now, the project will be directed at first to powering affordable electricity in rural areas, to light schools and electrify health centers, which I think is definitely where it needs to start, hey?
Guys, you know, first of all, that's just outside Wakanda.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just there on the border of Wakanda. This is massive, and this is a message that we are sending to the rest of the world in a time where certain world leaders are denying climate change even exists. And here you've got an African Union. You know, if you couple that with our trade route that we've created, there is so much going on in this continent that is exciting, man.
Exactly. Leading the way as it should be.